happened was...
Sam, your intros are getting too highfalutin for me. I don't understand them anymore. I feel like
Everybody enjoys hilarious games differently. That's all the intro was saying.
Okay, I understand.
Sometimes you look at any kind of person like me, you've said this about me a lot, where you can't tell if I enjoyed a game or not during the game because I'm always concentrating on whatever.
I like to point out that I can definitely tell when Sam is not enjoying a game.
Well, that's true. I do
That
have
might be
going.
true, but the opposite is not necessarily true.
Yeah.
No, but if Sam hates a game, it's pretty obvious. Usually because Sam says, I hate
this game.
All
Very
right. You say that. I can't think of a single war game that would fit on this list.
Hilarious war games.
Well, yeah, because it's they're more somber just by their very nature, right? Because they're simulating war.
I would be very cautious to make light of war, almost. You know what I mean?
I guess a war game does not necessarily have to be about a historical war, though.
No, like if it's amoebas fighting or some weird aliens.
War games are, though. Yeah. Traditional war games.
Okay, hilarious games, funny games, games that make us laugh. We've done this list.
Games that make us laugh.
We've done this list before, and actually,
We did?
Nobody told me. I could have looked that up. This was difficult.
Yeah, it was.
yeah. So I did look it up after I made my list. I was curious to see what the crossover was, and it was pretty high-ish.
I assume a lot of these are on my other list, too. And honestly, like I said, this was a hard list to make. A lot of these are funny, in my opinion, not because the game is funny, because it often seems to lead to laughter around the table with people interacting with one another.
Well, sure, but any game could be funny by just virtue of weird things happening.
Yeah, so I just gravitated towards those because again, I went for like traditionally funny games. I was coming up empty.
I mean, how are...
I think we're gonna have crossover on this list for sure.
Oh yeah, I think so too. But I mean, there are in my opinion, there are very few games that are going to be funny because the game is funny. Usually, a game is funny, or you're going to laugh because of things that happen in the game, not necessarily the game itself.
If the game is funny, it's often funny once.
Yeah, replayability
It is not funny anymore.
Like Munchkin, for example.
Yeah.
It's funny the first time you play through, you're laughing at the jokes, and then the second time, it's only so many times the same joke is funny.
Yeah, for
I
some
guess,
people.
although we do run the same joke into the ground pretty strongly here in the office.
More often than not.
Dude, you spent like 2 minutes discussing a one-liner you did earlier. It was a very productive day.
It's 2 minutes.
It was worthy.
It was well worth it.
You did good. You
we were studying
You did good.
the specificity and cadence of comedy. I think it's a worthy pursuit.
Yes. Timing. It's all about timing. Yes, you do. You think about these things at night when you're about to fall asleep.
Tomorrow I'm going to tell a good joke.
Why do you always, whenever Z sleeps, it's always this...
Exactly. I don't know what
that?
it is.
I don't do that when I sleep.
I'm going to tell a zinger at work tomorrow. Anyway, how about we launch into this bad boy?
Yeah,
Let's
we're
do
just going to
it.
have to explain these as we go. And I'm certain there's a couple on my list that you guys don't like the games at all, so you don't find them funny either. But
as long as I don't burst into tears when you mention one of these, I'll give you a pass.
let's go.
Number 10.
My number 10. Now, my number 10 is a game called Smash Up. And Smash Up is a game that, for me, initiates a lot of laughter because it has some really crazy combinations that you can, first of all, go into it. So that's when you first start laughing about the game, is as you're putting together your combination. Unless you're trying to game the system and use the the ultimate winning combination deck and all this other kind of stuff.
Aliens, zombies.
But Smash Up for
wizards.
me, and again, I guess we should kind of mention, I ordered my list and how much laughter I've had over the years playing these games. Sure. And this is on the lighter
therefore,
end
a
of
new
it.
game can't make the list.
Not necessarily, because it could have
The amount... We use a laugh-o-meter
a laugh-o-meter.
to measure laughter. It's very scientific. I've seen
No,
it.
we don't.
I've seen it in shows before.
It's
I mean, are
not.
we like finding the?
It's like an applause-o-meter.
Is it median
also
laughter?
is
Is that
not.
what we're talking about? Like the average laughter per minute game in the game played?
I'm sorry, I can't keep running with this.
He's just
So
trying
that
to
would
control
work
the Euro game.
because that would allow for a new game to make it on the list if the average amount of laughter per minute was higher.
The guffaw-o-meter.
I'm sorry.
I also apologize.
I regret nothing.
Anyway, all I wanted to say was the amount of laughter I've had with this game is lower. That's why it's at 10. But I still do have a good time playing this game, and I laugh a lot. And I've laughed at one particular person who thought he was going to win. And I beat him right before he said he was going to win. And so I didn't laugh at him. I didn't point and laugh. I wasn't rude.
This
but
isn't the definition
I have
of hilarious I
definitely
expected. You know what I mean?
laughed. Definitely laughed. So that's my number 10, Smash Up.
I didn't know that was it.
Yeah, that was a great. The fact that that's part of it. It's like, oh, this game's hilarious. Also, some kid was a jerk and I trounced him. Hilarious, I tell you. Brilliant.
I'm
Well,
just
it's making
a
me
human.
laugh. So there's that.
Just a human.
That's so good.
I laughed though.
Well, no kidding.
That's amazing. All right, my number 10 is maybe a weird pick, but anyway, it's Deception Murder in Hong Kong.
Oh,
Because you're trying to find a murderer, I mean, or like, you know, figure out a case or whatever.
Yeah,
but
I
the
guess
game
so.
is so abstracted from that, and it could be a little morbid sometimes, but a lot of the time the
Yes.
conversation spins out of control. Because with very few clues and sort of vague clues, the group starts to talk about, well, it could be that card. What do you mean? It's the scarf? What about the scarf has anything to do with, like, you know, it was, I don't know, the scene of the crime was littered. Like, yeah, somebody left pieces of scarf everywhere. Oh, well, how about the kitty litter? Maybe they got murdered with kitty litter. So that's what I mean. It starts to get ridiculous because people choose to pursue those paths of thought.
how do you leave pieces of scarf everywhere?
You chop it up.
Why would you? Why would you do that?
You need a signature
You're like the
move,
Riddler.
man.
You're like leaving a clue on purpose.
Yeah, if you're a murderer, you need a signature move.
The scarf mangler.
The Scarf Mangler is a fairly horrifying name.
And this is exactly why this is a good pick for this list.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm just saying. Anyway, Deception. When I play, anyway, usually we keep it sort of light and silly, you know.
Yeah.
And it leads to a lot of funny bits. Just people sort of saying crazy things to try to get everybody convinced.
Yeah.
So
Someone here says 5 points to Z for getting the word murder in a list of funny things. Speaking of which, my number 10 is, I'm changing it.
What?
Are you serious?
I am, because someone mentioned one here, and I was like, I forgot that one completely, and I'm putting it on my list as number 10. So number 10 on the screen shows Meeple Circus, haha, you build stuff out of meeples. But what my number 10 now actually is, sorry, Roy, I can't.
I didn't know we could do this.
We can sometimes.
We can't.
Yeah.
Hilarious.
Yeah.
Mountains of Madness actually is my number 10.
Oh, are you serious? You're bumping this from Mountains of Madness?
You like neither.
I haven't played this. Mountains of Madness, it has the Munchkin problem.
Now, maybe it
It
does.
asks you to do stupid stuff.
No, I mean like funny ones maybe. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? It's
Nah,
also
but I have-
It's also ham-fisted. That's what I
Right,
mainly
right.
don't like
Yeah.
about it.
I guess, but I've never laughed so hard as I did with Sam.
That's true. Sure. I
With
mean, we have
Sam-
one really good funny
No,
session.
I played it other times and it was funny too.
Okay.
It just, yes, the game leans towards the Quelf. I call it the Quelf problem because Quelf is like,
Yes.
be funny.
Yes,
But this
correct.
has an actual game that you're trying to accomplish while doing this stuff. And the stuff that they ask you to do is better than most games. It's
Yeah, it's not that
hold a
hard.
pan on your head, or this is like, you can't, you have to ask a question. All your sentences have to be as a question. They're trying to simulate madness. I think it works really well.
Cool.
Meeple Circus is also funny, but that's my number 11.
Crazy.
Number 9.
I love how this is the one list that his crazy hat-changing, mask-wearing would actually make sense,
And he's not doing
and
it.
he's not even trying it.
I'm prepared.
I actually did not know that was going to happen, folks. What is this? I just thought of it because I'm like, oh,
You
that-
asked for it specifically. The whole world heard you.
Oh, I know, but I was just figured you'd be like, shut up, guys, or something, not actually pull out a hat. Do you always have that with you? Never mind. Go ahead, man.
Stop asking questions.
I know, I'm sorry.
All right, my number 9 completely put apples to apples off my radar because Say Anything, which is my number 9, does exactly the same thing, but just better because it doesn't restrict you to your hand of cards. Your hand of cards is whatever you can come up with in your brain to answer whatever the topic is. And that's a really cool thing. So Say Anything, this is the new version of it that's up there. I don't own this one. I own the other one that's...
It's in the Dice Tower library.
Yeah. So it's great. I really enjoy this. And the answers that come up are hilarious sometimes.
I think
And
this will be one of the games
this
we'll
comes
play
over.
in the 24-hour marathon this year.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, it's a good
Yeah, that'll
call.
be a cool thing because it really does, especially when you're in a group of people that really know each other and they can really kind of dig into the, I don't know what you call it, the inside jokes and
Right.
all of that other kind of stuff. It might not translate well through the camera or to other people watching, but as you're playing the game, it's so much fun, so much laughter. So that's my number 9. Say Anything.
Yeah, I really like Say Anything because it also, this is a really good choice. It also gives you that, it asks you a question that's pretty easy to answer.
Right.
And it's pretty easy to think of a stupid answer to it.
Right.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing.
Like, what's a bad thing to put on pizza? It's not hard to think of an answer to that.
It scales well with
Chewing gum.
what level of hilarity you want to have with it and how dark or clean you want to go with it.
Sure, you can make
That-
it very
For example,
blue.
Yeah, it
Apples to
adapts
Apples
to
is
the-
like squeaky clean.
Sure.
Cards Against Humanity is like, you will be filthy. Enjoy it. This one is like, you can do whatever you want.
Right.
So
But I also
that's
like that
why
I can
like
write the
Say
name of
Anything.
like a mutual friend that we all know as an answer, and it's hilarious to everybody. But
Right.
you would never make an apples to apples card.
Exactly.
Well, actually, I have done that.
Yeah.
And then when I play with people who don't know that friend, I'm like, "Where's that card?" You got to pull it out.
Sure.
So that's my number 9. Say Anything.
Nice. All right, my number 9 pick is a game called Mission Impractical. I don't think you guys have played this.
Sound familiar?
It is.
I have not.
It's one of those sort of make up silly happenings and stories. It shows you there's one person who's like the round leader who's going to solve and go on some mission using bizarre things. So you've got 4 possibilities for things you're trying to do. One of them is your secret one that you are actually accomplishing, and then you pick one of the four columns. You pick one thing you're bringing from each. So it might be like, I'm bringing a hairdryer, and I'm bringing a broomstick, and I'm bringing a ham sandwich, and then so people see you select these things, and when they think they know which of the 4 categories or missions you're trying to accomplish, they'll vote on that. That's it. That's the
This
game.
sounds like Crazy Deception.
Like Deception, Murder in Hong Kong, kind
Yeah.
of, I guess, but this is like very much tongue-in-cheek party game. Bizarre, and then if you want to, and you should, because it adds to the silliness. You then tell a story of what you're actually doing with these 4 things as you go on your mission.
I want to play this.
So there you go. It's a silly game.
Sounds fun.
It's fun. It is fun. It's if you're in the mood for irreverence in a gaming session, Mission Impractical is a good one. My number 9 pick.
My number 9 is a game where the game is funny, I guess, more so than the people playing. And it's funny once, but you only play the game once. And that is Choose Your Own Adventure. And I'm specifically picking House of Danger because I think it's funnier than the second one. But when we played this, we would laugh, like, oh, I'm going to go do this. You're dead.
Yeah.
We laughed the whole time playing this.
I can see that. Yeah, but I wouldn't. I think it's. I don't think it's the game that's some funny per se. I think it's our interpretation of the game that's bringing out that humor.
Yeah, I guess, but I think it
But
works in
it
that
is-
situation. And,
yeah, it's
and
kind
while
of
jokes are one note, maybe, you only play it once. So what does it matter?
I mean, I just think it was. You can see it on the box cover. There's like these sentient apes, and that's what was funny about it. To me, I mean, it's.
Well, it got more ridiculous though.
Yeah, that's what
like
I
level
mean.
1, we're like, there was some weird stuff there. Level 2, everything got weird. Level 3, they're like, you thought that was weird.
Yeah. But I mean, I think that happened because we made light of it. If you're reading this book, you might be like getting freaked out over the weird stuff that's happening.
You're 6 years old. I
Right.
guess.
Well, I mean, that's what these are for, right? Come
No,
on.
these books are for people who are in their 40s remembering them as a kid.
Well, now
Definitely.
Now they are.
That's
They
who the
really
game's
are, yeah.
marketed towards. But anyway, House of Danger or Choose Your Own Adventure. But the new one's funny, but I thought the first one was funnier. So that's my number 9.
Number 8.
Lame. You only have 2 hats over there, don't you?
Shut up.
Yeah, that's what I
Go
thought.
back and forth. How many times can that be funny? Let's find out.
Yeah, we'll see.
Half a time.
Already lame. All right, my number 8 is Cash. Stop looking for hats. Pay attention. My number 8 is Cash and Guns 2.0, and this one is funny just because, and again, it's this is one of those things where it's the experience of playing the game is funny. What you're actually doing is not funny, and if you really delve into the theme, which you shouldn't, because I mean the artwork, all of that leads you away from taking this game seriously, so please don't. You're pointing guns at people trying to scare them away so that you get more money.
Doesn't sound funny.
I know, it doesn't sound funny at all, but as you're playing the game, it's so funny because people get, you see how, I guess, nervous they get because of how many different guns are being pointed at them, and then they break into this idea or explanation of why they shouldn't be pointing, you shouldn't be pointing guns at them, you should be pointing guns at Sally over there, and all this other kind of stuff. And those explanations, those defense arguments and all that kind of stuff, that's where it becomes funny, and just the reactions that people have is laughable.
I 100% agree.
So that's my number 8, Cash and Guns 2.0.
I mean, the game should, like, this is like a serious situation. If there were people actually pointing guns at
Absolutely.
me, there would be zero
No
humor in
laughter
it.
whatsoever.
And yet this game makes me laugh. It makes me laugh when everyone points at the same person, when somebody drops their gun dramatically.
Yes.
It's
Sure,
just
sure.
funny, you know.
It's
or
like
when-
they're slamming on it, you guys are blah, 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 or whatever. It's very funny, and it really lends itself to it every single time I play that. So my number 8, Cash and Guns.
Okay, my number 8 is, I assume, going to be on Tom's list later on, but maybe not. It's Cosmic Encounter. That's my number 8. This one is a little bit more complicated than most of the other games on my list. It's sort of got more going on. But I think it is that interaction between the players, being silly with the aliens, expecting one thing and having another one happens. There's the humor here, I think, comes from the aha moments. Those like simultaneous reveals, all of that stuff. And then also if you get a little bit into the role-playing silliness that the aliens hopefully provide you, that's going to help it as well. Negotiation in the game can be funny. Betrayals in the game are going to be funny. So all of that stuff makes the game feel lighter than maybe all the rules that are actually in play, which is not necessarily a ton, but it's not a party game. So there you go. That's what I think of that one. That's my number 8 pick, Cosmic Encounter.
Oh, I agree. It's a funny game. It's not on my list, though,
Really?
because it didn't make my top. It's just not one I think of, on the list of the game that makes me laugh. I have a great time, and there is moments of laughter, but it's like punctuation points in the game.
Yeah. That makes sense.
There's a category of party games that you are trying to sell something to people, and they'll make you laugh. And mine, which is out of print, so sorry about that. But wait, there's more. And the reason I like But Wait, There's More better than The Big Idea and Snake Oil and whatever the other ones are called is because But Wait, There's More, you're selling some weird thing and you explain it, and then someone says, but wait, there's more, and you flip over a card and you have to then somehow
Tie
that in also. And that's, trying to flip on a dime is pretty hard.
Yeah.
But it's pretty funny, And there's even a expansion, I think, and that's not it. And that's not it, and you add something else to it too.
But that's the best part, I think it is.
Oh yeah, that's right. It's like a negative thing. They'll be like, but it runs out of batteries, and you'll be like, but that's the best part.
And then you say something else.
You hold it to your head and you'll power it with your own skin, something like that.
Yeah.
I really, really like this game. I'm hoping to see it come back in print somehow, some way. Someone just emailed me about it the other day asking, can you make it happen? I don't think so, but,
This is one of those games that I find the idea of this game funnier and more fun than playing the game. You know, I don't know, it feels forced. The couple of times I played this, it felt so forced, you know. Maybe it's just a category of games I don't like, you know, not necessarily this game. That idea of like, okay, be funny. Go ahead, be funny.
Well, sure, and
You know,
I
it's
will.
like,
I won't argue. This
ooh,
one
it's
is
like a
very.
punch to the gut when someone is off.
Oh, you're a comic? Tell me a joke.
Yeah, it's that like, in a box for 30
Yeah.
minutes, you know.
No, I get it.
And then I also did not like that everybody's pitching the same thing around the table. Like if
No,
we're
no, no,
pitching, yeah, if you're pitching a vacuum cleaner,
Sure, but yours does something different. The
sure,
card is
whatever. But
different.
everybody's selling a vacuum cleaner,
My vacuum cleaner is
so
better than
some
yours.
of those things repeat.
Yours sucks.
It does. It works very well. So you
We've
know,
been taking a one-liner class. This is entry-level stuff.
I believe they have don't get into a land war or something like that. That would be getting in a one-liner debate with him. Good luck.
I don't know about that.
Tell me a joke, Z.
Knock knock.
Who's there?
Cut the camera real quick.
See? I told you.
That's why you don't open the door to strangers. Anyway, my number 8 is, but wait, there's more.
NumberSeven.
Oh my
Nope,
goodness
didn't
me,
make
that
it.
was amazing.
Didn't make it.
That was something
A
else.
for effort, but you didn't make it. All right, my number 7 is a dexterity game, and I'm usually not that much on board with dexterity games, but I really do enjoy this one. It scales really well with many, many, many different ages, so it hits the table with fair, regular cadence. Ice Cool. Ice Cool. What makes me laugh on this one are the trajectories and the weird things that you can make that penguin do by flicking it the wrong way. And one of the best reasons why it scales so well over the ages is those. What
I
did
know, and I
say?
thought none of that sentence out of context is kind of hilarious.
Sorry.
happened?
Sorry.
What happened?
No, it's my fault.
Flicking a penguin to something, like the sentence, I sort of made a slight face, and I think he like saw me do it.
I apologize.
It was a funny sentence. It's cool. It's good on this list.
Okay.
You're doing a good
I was in the
job.
wrong for
Thank you.
laughing.
I appreciate it. I lost my train of thought.
It scales well for all ages.
Thank you. Because those little kids will flick the penguins. Oh, I see. Flipping the bird. Is that what you're saying?
Why
No.
not? Sure.
Yeah, why not?
Whatever.
Okay, anyway.
One of those things.
Yeah, okay. Anyway, those kids will get crazy weird things happening with the penguins as they flick them. And it's very funny because they can, watching them have such a great time in it is fun in and of itself, and that produces a lot of laughter. I have no idea what these guys are doing, so I'm going to stop. My number 7
I'm not doing
is
anything.
Ice Cool.
I'm just sitting quiet.
He's over here
You
thinking
guys are-
about
You're being
the.
too quiet. That's what I'm saying with that stupid Amish hat.
No, he's just thinking about the next almanac and when it's finally coming out. He's been waiting.
Oh my word.
All right, my number 7 is not a traditionally funny game, perhaps, but I haven't played it in a long time. I got to give it that. But
Diplomacy.
no, Monopoly. No, I always had a lot of laughter when I played. It's Long Shot, the horse racing game,
Oh yeah, that works.
and it's there's a lot of standing up, cheering, laughing, especially later in the game. But even earlier in the game, you can buy the horses, and then you're doing like, oh, I got a mama's check or whatever, and you get $5 for that, and it's sort of, it's a little tongue-in-cheek, some of the aspects in it, and the whole thing feels a little uproarious, right? It has that feeling of like, woo, a day at the races. Now, to be fair, I think it's a little long to sustain that feeling.
Long shot. Get it?
Yeah. If this was, to be republished, I think truncating that play length a little bit would not be a bad idea. But I still have had a lot of laughter with this one. I've enjoyed it. It's one that goes over well.
I would have put Horse Fever above this one, I think.
Horse Fever is harder to play. That's the difference.
Yeah, well, maybe the new one won't be.
Maybe, yeah. But Horse Fever was more of a gamer's game than Long Shot ever was, right? But you're right, that artwork was funnier in Horse Fever. This one though, play was so easy when last few times I played it, that everybody was able to get into it quickly. So long shot, my number 7 pick.
Cool.
My number 7 is barely a game.
Werewolf.
Box of Rocks.
No, but that's a great.
Yeah,
that's
no.
a great. I think that one's more just because
It's so dumb.
you are forever known as being dumber than a box of rocks.
Yeah, I am.
You only
'Cause
played
he
it
was-
once.
he
We
wasn't
didn't even give you a
irritated,
chance
but
to
he was-
redeem
No,
yourself,
I think
did you?
I think I had a rematch.
You did?
I lost.
You lost again. So it was confirmed.
Did I stick box of rocks in the Dice Star Library? I don't think I did.
We can solve that quickly.
We can. We got a lot of boxes here, and there's a lot of rocks.
Okay.
outside.
Anywho, no, this one is Telestrations or the original "Eat Poop You Cat." Every time I say this, every time you do the exact same face.
Wait, hold on. Say it again, please.
Eat
Go ahead. Go
poop you cat. Well, you shouldn't have.
My game? I just wanted to make a different face.
All right. Now, Telestrations, I don't know that the last one, I don't remember ever playing this game in the last 5 years or so where anyone kept score.
Or where anyone called it "Eat Poop You Cat" either. Telestrations.
Eat poop, you cat.
Anyhow, so in
I
Telestrations.
agree with that. No, I mean, does anybody even do the judging part of this or whatever? Once you're done, you just flip through them and laugh.
Yeah, the point of the game is if you're scoring points, it's not funny.
You're missing
you're
the point
not playing
also.
the game right,
You're
right?
missing the point.
Right, in Telestrations, it's whisper down the alley, you draw a picture, the next person writes what that picture is, the next person draws what that person wrote, and you just go
Yeah,
around.
yeah.
And at the end, you flip through all the books and everyone laughs.
Yeah,
That's it.
And then they got the 12-player pack of this. It's a big group thing, and again, it's more of an activity than a game, but it's sold in the game store, so.
That's true.
So I don't necessarily recommend the big one because I think it. The only negative about this game is that drawing part is really slow. And if you play with 6 people, that takes, let's say, 4 minutes of just basically silence, writing and passing. Play with 12 people. That's a lot of downtime sitting there, just okay, another one. You're just not doing anything for interactive.
Yeah, but then there's 12 books in a row, too, where you show it off.
I think the cadence of breaking that a little more is better because by the 12th book, I'm sort of laughed out. That's what I found.
Too much laughter.
Stop. At that point, I start to weep. It's happened.
Please make it stop.
Anyhow, if you want to play this game to maximum laughs, though, you need to encourage people to write what they see. No, so if I see it, I'm like, well, I guess it's a cat, and I write cat, and then the next person draws a cat, and the next person writes bear. That's not funny. But if I write a cat on steroids, then the next person might try to draw that. If you write more fully what it is, the game is much funnier.
I agree.
So that is Telestrations, my number 7.
Cool.
Number 6.
Are you happy? You made this happen. You realize that, right? You started this.
That ain't bad.
I'm an Amish wizard.
That's a good look, man. I'm gonna make these crops disappear.
That's almost a contradiction in terms of
I
Amish wizard.
know. I'm a
You have been
vagabond.
You have been cast out.
I've been
of the
cast
community,
out.
sir.
But someday they will pay.
Oh, my.
Ye are in trouble now.
Again, I'm sorry.
Go ahead, Seth.
Okay, my number 6 is actually a crossover with Mr. Garcia.
Already? Deception?
Deception, Murder in Hong Kong. That is
Nice, man.
correct.
That's like on half his list.
No, I'm just glad I wasn't the only one who thought it was
no,
funny.
absolutely, man. It's very funny because of those explanations when asked about the validity of that combination that you just said. That is the combination. And it's like, how in the world are you going to make that? I don't know. It could be. And then hilarity ensues.
Right.
So it's really kind of hilarious. It's more hilarious, rather, if you're catching the murderer trying to explain why that combination isn't right.
Right.
I mean, because that just kind of cakes it on. So everything that Z said, this is a very funny game, and it espouses a lot of laughter every single time I've played it because of those descriptions. So number 6, Deception, Murder in Hong Kong.
Nice. Very nice. All right, my number 6 pick is King of Tokyo. There it is. Yeah, King of Tokyo. We've talked about this game ad nauseum, but I do enjoy it. It's the monsters, the artwork, all of that stuff already puts you in that silly frame of mind. Mm-hmm. But I like the turns of fortune, the luck in it, the swings of fate, if you would. The cards are pretty funny. Smacking the other players around, taking things away from them. The whole thing is meant to be a pretty light game. And if you play it that way, you move quickly about it, then I think you're going to have some laughter. So, yeah, not a whole lot else I want to say about this one. King of Tokyo, number 6.
My number 6 is very, very player dependent, but I tend to play this only with people who I think will be funny, and it usually works, especially Z Garcia, and that is Sheriff of Nottingham. If you role play at all in this game, it turns into really humorous.
Right.
When you try to bribe people and the back and forth, and I will accept your bribe, no, and you snap the button open or whatever it is. I have played this game a lot, and it seems like I played a couple games that were somewhat quiet affairs. I try, to make it stupid, but for the most part, everyone has a fantastic time.
Yeah. You got to play to the crowd on this one as well, because if you try to make it funny and people are starting having it, that can become really awkward.
That's exactly what I was going to say, man. If it's not happening, it's not happening.
Yep.
You know what I mean? If you try to bring a group up to a level where they're not at, that's painfully awkward.
Tried and failed? They tried and died.
It's any game where you're like, come on, guys, this is funny.
Yeah.
No.
Or anything, like, come on, let's have some excitement. I'll place my worker here.
Yeah.
Woo!
No, that's true. But no, that's a good pick. If the group is into it and they want to be silly about it, absolutely.
That's Sheriff of Nottingham at number 6.
Number 5.
My number 5 is either.
Really? All right.
You didn't change it.
You just spun it around. Is that supposed to be different enough?
No.
It's a new style.
It's called laziness. My number 5 is either DC Spyfall, which is my favorite, or Spyfall 2, which is the, less thematic, I guess you could call it.
What about just Spyfall?
Well, Spyfall is probably almost, you won't be able to find it anymore, I would imagine.
Really?
And Spyfall 2 is the upgraded version, so to speak.
No, now they got the Spyfall Through Time.
Hadn't heard about
Is that out already? No, right? That comes out
Wasn't
at
that
Essen,
out? Oh, is that at Essen?
I think.
Anyway, DC Spyfall is my favorite version because it actually gives each of the persons the possibility, or players, the possibility of having a special ability that you could have. And that's randomized as well because you might just be a regular bystander, or you might have a superpower that you can use during the course of the game that allows you to do certain things you wouldn't normally be able to do. But the funny part happens because when you have somebody that answers a question strangely because they're not wanting to give away too much, but at the same time they want to tell you that they know where we are, those kinds of answers make a lot of chuckling happen. And it culminates when you get to the person who is definitely the spy, because the answer that they gave absolutely does not fit. And everybody starts laughing except for that one person. Now, again, you have to, this is a hard game to get new people to play because it's a little bit of a strange concept to grab hold of at the very beginning.
Right.
But once everybody's on board and everybody really kind of understands the game, that's when it really starts to get funny because people start breaking out of their shell a little bit more, asking more unique questions, answering more uniquely and strangely, but still the in-joke is there. I've really enjoyed this a lot, and there's been a lot of laughter around the table every time it's come to the table. So Spyfall, generally speaking, but my favorite version is DC Spyfall, so that's my number 5.
I didn't put Spyfall on my list, but I have 3 favorite moments from Spyfall. One is when Jason was a traitor like 6 times in a row.
Yes.
Oh my goodness, that's right.
2 is when me and Z busted Sam on the pirate joke.
Right.
We were on a pirate ship, and I said to Sam, "Are you liking?" I asked some question like that, and Sam was like, "What?" And Z was like, "Traitor." And then my third favorite moment was like in the same game. Came up again, and Jason did the exact same joke.
Oh, no.
We were like,
and then whoever was the traitor was like, pirate, reveal. Oh, that's a good one. I forgot about the Jason trying the same bit
Yes.
almost
He does
immediately.
that a lot, too.
Yeah, but it's like, dude.
yeah, but he also dragged out. He was like, "Arr." He was like, "Come on."
Oh, I forgot about that. That was so good. Oh, jeez. All right. That's a good one. All right, my number 5 is the one. This is the only trivia game. Trivia games are not normally funny. I like this one, though. And it's called Mr. Lister's Quiz Shootout.
Pew, 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 pew.
And in this one, it's some topic. I think the one on the back of the box is ways to cook an egg or whatever. And then you and your teammates write down a list, and then you do a shootout in which you give one answer, the other team gives an answer. If you miss, then the other team will get it. And then if you both hit 3 times, I think it is, then there's a tiebreaker question.
Which is wits and wager style.
Yeah, it's like some numerical answer, and you try to get close.
Cool. I don't
It's
think I've ever
fun.
played this.
It's really light. I played this on the cruise, actually, for the first time a couple of years ago. And I really liked it. We had a great time. A lot of laughs. It's silly. It's for that kind of setting. A very relaxed, sit around the living room kind of game. And I like those. Those are rare. But this is one of them that really works well in a relaxed setting. You don't necessarily need a lot of, you don't need to be sitting around a table is what I mean. It can be relaxed. And it's just it's a fun one, It does not take itself very seriously. That helps everyone get into that mood.
Yeah.
So I like it. Mr. Lister's Quiz Shootout from Baked Potato. It's a very funny company, actually.
Yeah, that's true.
They are good at coming out with these games, and that's my 5 pick.
My number 5 is a crossover with no one. Because you both hate the game, but it's funny to me.
It's not a crossover.
I know. I said it was a crossover with no one.
Okay.
Thanks, you're making me feel bad. Anyhow, no, this game I just played it at the retreat, and that is Galaxy Trucker.
This is not.
I think this game is hilariously funny.
This is not a funny game.
This
This is a depressing game.
I played this game,
is
and
almost the
I just
opposite of
played this
funny.
game. I built my ship, and then a meteorite came and blew half my ship off. It was hilarious.
That's so funny.
It's really interesting though because
Think of all the
there's
lives
a
that
few
were lost.
like no,
As the
no,
man
No, ixnay on the Erdermay. Because we put deception, murder in Hong Kong.
Only one person though.
No, it depends how you do it.
Acceptable loss at the cost of.
What about cash and guns?
I'm sorry. Just
Anyhow,
redact everything I just said.
Yeah, it's gonna. When they publish this document, it's gonna be a.
when there are some people like Z and Sam who have that reaction, but I found that most of the people I play with really find it humorous to see the ship just get blown off, and it's funny to see what happens. You flip the card over, and it's just kind of like, oh no, here's even more. It's a good game too. I really enjoy it. Had a lot of fun playing it. So,
Yeah,
Galaxy
no.
Trucker.
Okay.
Number 4.
Now we're talking. You look like El Zorro. A little bit. That's kind of what his outfit looks like. You need just the mask. I
No,
think
it's
he's
more
got a
like
mask.
now I'm an Amish wizard still, but undercover.
Oh man.
And then the Amish people will get attacked, and I'll be like, I'm here all along.
This is a strange role-playing game. I'll jump in on your next session, but
Oh, okay.
do I have to roll up a character, or can you do that for me?
Amish don't use dice, so you just pick your stats.
All right. Awkwardness, 10. Charisma, 7.
Whose turn is it anyway? Oh, sorry, Sam.
This one I wanted to.
Dexterity. Sorry. Go ahead. I'll be quiet.
This one I wanted to put as my number 2.
Why didn't you? You could have.
Oh no!
Because it would
no!
have been a lie.
Oh
It's not that
no! It's that stupid pecunia non pupae.
That's correct. Pecunia non-ole.
You are the worst.
Money
Sam.
does not stink.
This game is not as funny as the flushing one.
No, I think it's.
I laughed more at that game than I've ever laughed at this one.
Flushing
I'm actually
frenzy,
more- I'm
jumping
more-
poop game.
As
I'm more
people die for
disgusted.
poop.
I'm more disgusted by that because you're actually trying to catch a piece of poop that's flying out of the toilet.
Not real, as far as you know.
I know. But
Didn't we
it's
have a
still
discussion
disgusting.
before this very show
Maybe.
that we were going to not do poop jokes on air?
I did not say that. I did not. I have no recollection of that, Senator.
Z said it.
Said I
He
would
doesn't. He
dissuade.
doesn't speak for. He didn't speak for me.
That's true. I don't. I like to, come across as a mature individual,
Yes, that's true.
but sometimes I
Yes,
fail.
very much so.
Yes.
The humor drops and flows with this game.
That's what I meant by mature.
Oh, my
I
word.
mean, yeah, the poop jokes
Oh,
just
jeez.
really
Come on.
Stop!
ooze out of this
Oh,
game.
that ain't
and
right,
it's,
man. That's it. Give me that wizard hammer. Stuff it in my ears.
Everything about this game is just funny. The way
Does this
I
game
was,
have an English name?
I don't think it does.
I mean,
I
you
don't
said
think
what it
does.
means.
Yeah, I don't think it does. It was put out by a European company. I don't know where
Norris.
Norris actually comes from, but they might be German. I don't know for
Norris
sure. But
Spieler.
yeah, this one is just. It's very funny to me, and I laugh every single time I play this game. And
The game's actually not like a comedic game.
no, it's not.
It's a Euro. It's kind of like a resource management game a little bit, right? You're like trying to make money. Like
Yeah.
filling in the stalls of people who come to your public bathroom.
Yes, and sometimes they have to drop a major load and they're going to be there longer. And you don't want those people there. You want the people who are like, they're more regular and they can get in there and get out. So it
This is your fault.
No!
very
No!
funny. I
would've-
laugh so much when I
You
play
kept
this
asking
game.
him questions about it. You could have stopped and gone
So
on to your
much.
pick. Go.
That's my number 4. Wanted it to be my number 2, Bikini Nanole.
They should come out with a fiber expansion to that. All right, what is my number 4? Oh, that's great. So he's talking about 2. My pick is called Just One. And now means something else. You've tainted my pick. Fine.
I consider this one for my list, though. This is a good game.
It's funny.
It's a very liquid game, yes.
No, now you're just stretching.
I am.
Whoops.
Just One is a fantastic award-winning game for you and your friends. Now I'm just grasping at straws here. No, this is one of the easiest games on my list for sure. You can play this with anybody. I have played with folks who are completely not into games, but it is fun. That sort of gymnastics you have to do to pick a clue for somebody else with a single word, avoiding saying the same thing as someone else. And ideally making sure that your thing is actually helpful and not just confusing.
Mm-hmm.
It gets really funny when there's one person whose brain is operating at another dimension.
Different level, yes.
And it is so hilarious. It's once everything is revealed, that's the funniest part, is that discussion of the one who doesn't know and is trying to guess as they start to put these things together. And they're like, okay, sure, asphalt, brick, onions? I'm like... What is like some sort of farmer's market? I mean, what onion? I mean, and this one over here says pebbles. Okay, that gets crazy, and it's even funnier. Like I said, when someone is kind of messing up, I wouldn't mess up on purpose, but it just sort of happens sometimes. So Just One is a good pick. It's also a good one. Like you were talking about the Spyfall sort of barrier of entry is pretty high. This is not.
Right. This is very, very low.
You can get too funny naturally. You know what I mean? And it's a very simple, low barrier of entry. So Just One is my number 4 pick.
So some things are so bad they're good. Like the people like to watch those movies, Plan 9 from Outer Space and stuff like that.
Yeah.
That's how I feel about this game. It's rules-wise, it's one of the worst games ever, and I played it every year traditionally, and I love it. And it's Magical
Atmosphere?
Athlete.
Oh.
Magical Athlete, is that not what's written on your list there?
Now for 4.
Sorry.
Go to Magical Athlete.
Magical Athlete is my number 4 on my list here.
So what's number 4 on that
No,
list?
I think I probably switched a couple by accident when I gave them the numbers.
Oh.
Anyway, Magical Athlete, which says 3 here, but it's actually 4.
Okay.
Not that it matters. The difference between 3 and 4 is, 1. But Magical
That's
Athlete is a
math.
game where you roll a die to go around the board.
We have a pen.
Are you going to make...
Give me a pen.
Why?
I'm going to regret this.
Give me that Sharpie something. Also, give me that knife. See if anybody's going to regret anything. That's right. Give me that blade.
What is going on? There's no Sharpie in there.
Have we lost control of this show?
And I'm pretty sure most of it was Z's fault.
I'm not going to argue that. I feel like this.
Go.
Magical Athlete, you roll a die, you move around the board, first person to the end wins. Thank you.
That's not good. Go ahead.
So stupid. But the game gives each person powers, and it really is funny. Every time I teach people this game,
That's better.
they sit there and they go, this game seems pretty stupid. And then we play it, and everyone laughs and has a great time.
You're gonna have to.
It
Make
works
one that has
almost
a number
every
3 on
time.
it later.
That is Magical Athlete,
Oh, wait. It's drifting.
my number
This
4.
is- I don't want to hear it anymore because I make my list weird. He changed his number 10 on the fly. He messed up his numbers.
That was an
during-
accident, this one!
I don't want to hear it no more.
Get that knife away from Sam.
Just as a heads up, you're still going to hear it.
Move the knife.
Number 3.
All right, my number 3 is a game that
Ooh, that's a nice hat.
You really are being disruptive today.
he is.
I apologize.
My number 3 is a game that we have played a lot in our 24-hour marathon feeds, and we've modified how we play the game to make it like 2 teams, and instead of having a bunch of teams with people playing, we have 2 teams, and the people come up and act out more kind of like in a, what's another game, like a win, lose, or draw type of situation where one person's drawing and everybody's...
Charades.
Yeah, whatever. Anyway, time's up. Title recall.
Sorry, I'm
is-
trying to help.
Is,
Shut up. He's like, yeah, whatever. Shut up.
is my pick here. This one is so fun, so funny, and especially the way we do it in our marathons is where we have that 2 team setup. That's really a great way to play this. We just play. I just played it with a group of people at the most recent retreat. Jason kind of roped me into it. I was planning on going to bed, but because it was title recall, I agreed to play. And I knew I was going to have a good time, and it would have been a great close to the night. So, and it was. We laughed so much, and we had so much time, so much fun playing this game. It was a great experience. So, my number 3, Time's Up, title recall, very funny.
What are the odds it's going to be Tom's number 1? You think?
That probably is
high?
pretty true.
I agree.
Don't be guessing.
My number 3 pick is a crossover with Mr. Healy.
Oh, that's twice. I feel alone.
I haven't. Oh no, he cried. Yeah, well, yeah.
Oh.
What could it possibly be?
Well, we did. Deception was our other one.
Yes.
You've had a lot of party games.
I'm going to say Spyfall.
I'm going to say anything.
Say anything is correct. Good call. Say anything is just like you said. It's apples to apples. It's that core.
Yeah.
Open-ended. It's
Yeah.
it's your creativity, which is again by turns bad or good. It depends. I think apples to apples is fun if you don't want to, be forced, quote unquote, to be funny.
Yeah.
But the replayability here is just much higher. Now this one is the older printing of it.
Well, the cover's the newer.
The cover was the newer one. Yeah, these guts are the old one, but it's available now newly in a newly reprinted edition. I honestly haven't seen the new one, but I assume it's fine. It's a party game. I don't think there's a lot to mess up here.
Nope.
So yeah, everything Sam said already.
Cool.
It's good stuff. Check it out. Number 3.
My number 3 is a game that's funny by... Well, it's funny in the same way to me that Galaxy
Like
Trucker is
ha
funny.
ha funny, or like oh that's your pick. That's funny.
Feel very, very picked upon right now. But this one is Tales of
Not touching
Arabian
you.
Nights.
Not touching you.
Tales of Arabian Nights. It's
Oh,
funny.
this is definitely not ha funny, man.
This one is really funny for me.
Yeah.
I love this one because in this one, you're going through and telling stories and stuff is happening to you. And it is misery upon misery upon misery,
You are absolutely
which
correct.
eventually
I agree with that statement.
gets so crazy that it's funny.
Nope.
Well,
Like,
that's true. I mean, I get that is one of the
I
bases
have
of comedy. But
you know, enraged lover chasing me, then I'm insane and injured, and someone else is picking my decisions, and I come across a beggar, and I worship the beggar, and then that beggar turns into a genie, and then I try to punch the genie, and just it's hijinks galore, and I really like it. Every time I play it, I laugh at what happens in the stories, especially when you play with that person who's like, well, I will play as straight as I possibly can, and they get the worst things happen to them. Like, they'll come up to a beggar, they'll be like, I'll give them some money. And the beggar then steals it and stabs them in the leg. I come up to the beggar, I'm like, I'll punch him in the face. And they're like, what? And I find out there was actually a criminal. You know, it's just, I like that sort of thing. The obvious choice is not always the best choice, and it's humorous.
you never know which choice is the right choice.
That's correct.
This is a choose your own adventure in
Storytelling.
board game form that really, really outstays its welcome. That's basically what this is. It's a really long choose your own adventure with a lot of sort of components that don't need to be there at the
The
end of the
House
day.
of Danger, Choose Your Own Adventure. That's a great pick and blows this game out of the water.
I agree with that. This is just the years on this thing are apparent.
Well, I like it. And so does Roy. You just can't see him.
You like this, Roy?
How in the world do you like this game, Roy? This is so far out of your wheelhouse.
Right. Move on.
Number 2.
My number 2 was my number 4.
Caca alarm.
No. It's actually a crossover with Mr. Vazel.
Oh, finally, after mocking all my choices.
Yeah, well,
Galaxy
you've had
Trucker.
one good one so far.
Galaxy Trucker.
Yeah, man. Cool with you, man.
Galaxy Tales of Arabian Nights.
Definitely not.
Not even gonna try?
Oh,
Not even
sorry.
gonna try, huh?
What's not that one? It's not that one. Sheriff of Nottingham.
Yep, Sheriff of Nottingham. And I'm just gonna say it. If you don't have fun with this game,
Oh no!
There's something wrong with
If you
you.
gotta say, I'm just gonna say it. Don't say it.
no. I mean,
No
it's-
offense, but
You're
a lifeless husk.
You have got to play this game and have fun. There
you don't
is-
belong. I mean, what are you talking about? People are allowed to be like play this seriously,
No,
not
but why
laugh.
would you do it? Everything about the
Because-
game is set to make you laugh. You're smuggling these. I don't know.
I take that smuggling seriously.
It's so much fun playing this game, and I get it. I've seen it where it is just completely bombed. I won't say where I saw it, but it really just bombed. And I could not for the life of me understand how it happened, because
know who you are.
every single time I've played this game, it has been so much fun. And it's so hilarious, and that's why it's my number 2, because I just, every single time, it's laughing. It's my number 2, Sheriff of Nottingham.
Is it your number 2?
It's his number 2 or 1, I bet you.
No, it's not on my list.
That was cool.
That was kind of cool. Okay, my number 2 is a crossover with you, I think, from earlier. Telestrations.
Yes, that was my number 7.
Yes. Eat, poop, you cat is the version I own.
That's a non-version. That's just a bunch of cards.
I'm broke. That's the version that I say I own. On BGG, it says I own it twice. I bought 2 reams of paper.
The
do
game's
what I
so
want.
nice, you buy it twice.
Number 2. Get it?
Get
Eat,
it.
poop, you cat.
Twice.
Number 2. That's a Sam Healy joke. Right
You really
there,
tried to
waiting
push this
happen.
one out.
Too late, bruh. Just pinch it off. Let's go.
Done. Number 2, Telestrations. It's very funny. It's great. It's the same. We talked about it for quite a bit. I like it. Yeah.
All right, my number 2. I used to call the sequel, but now it's all the same game, and that is Boulder Dash. They used to say Beyond Balderdash.
Yeah.
But now
Yeah,
Balderdash has it has absorbed its sequel into its own body.
You're thinking you see your own game.
Balderdash.
He's consuming this.
The thing about Balderdash is it's a game that's, I think of all the games we're talking about, it's the oldest one on the list. But I think
80s?
Yeah, and it consistently works.
I agree, man.
It's people get up. I mean, the original category where there's a word, a dictionary game. There's a lot of games that have copied it.
Sure.
But once they added in the crazy laws, what the initials stand for, the movies category is still my favorite category, and then whatever the other one is.
I think the laws are my favorite.
Oh, what people do? What did this person do?
Dates, yeah.
No, they cut dates out.
Oh, they did?
They added the laws in instead, and I love the laws.
Oh, okay.
Like, you know, in New York City, you can't do this after midnight. You know, it's funny. I have fallen on the floor laughing in this game many, many times. You know, this is one of the few party games like this where I don't know that I've ever not laughed. Like, you know, we said, Sheriff, you've seen some boring games. I don't know that I've ever seen it happen in Balderdash.
Yeah.
And the thing I like about Balderdash is there's a certain point in the game where you realize that a few players aren't trying to win the game
That's
anymore.
it. They stopped. Yeah, yeah.
course not.
You're like, Z Garcia. You're like,
Yeah, there's a turning point in this game. Depending on who you're playing with, it comes much earlier. I got a buddy of mine who that turn comes second round. You know what I mean? He's just like, nah. I'm like, all right.
well,
thanks.
that's obviously not the correct
Thanks,
answer, but it's
man.
hilarious.
But it is. Yeah, it quickly turns the game into just ridiculosity.
So, Balderdash, my number 2.
Cool.
And finally, number 1.
All right. So, my
We're rolling the
one-
dice. What are you
I know
doing?
we're rolling the dice. I can't be awkward.
3.
Yes, you can.
I know. What are you gonna do,
Roll.
Captain
3.
Sucker?
Captain Sucker.
Yeah! All right, so roll off.
Roll off?
You my dad.
No,
Okay.
use one now.
All right.
You almost
5.
rolled off.
I was trying to.
Roll
Stop
off again,
copying me,
bunch
man.
of losers.
1.
That's right.
Look at that.
All right, what's the order?
I'm a spiky genius. The order is, I don't know what Sam's is, so let's do you first, then I'll go, then Sam last.
Do you know what my number 1 is?
I think so. Time's up.
Yeah, time's up. And it's either one, the original one or Title Recall. For a long time, I said I like Title Recall better, and I probably still would pick it first. But the people one sometimes makes me laugh because when people don't know who they are at all.
Like, who?
Are you talking about like someone who is playing the game but does not know who the character is? The
Yes.
name?
Or famous people, or pretty much.
historical figures.
Yeah, like anything
Like who?
really.
Like, give me an example of like a character that someone would not know.
Oh, pretty much everything in the box.
Really? Have you played with anybody like that though?
Serious shade is being thrown at this particular moment in time in that general direction.
Anyway, no, I love the game, and I agree with.
Yo, base Canada.
I think that for a long time, people were telling me that it's better to play as teams, and I was really opposed to that. I liked playing groups of 2. When I played as a team, and it went over so well.
Wow.
And this game, I think has like it's just like Balderdash, perfect record of I don't know that I've ever played a bad game of Time's Up.
There's always some left.
Here's the thing. When we play it the way that we do now, with the 2 teams and not the individual teams of just 2 people, I think it works a lot better that way.
Well, there's not those 2
And I think it has
people
that-
who are in sync that crush everybody.
Well, it's not only that, and there's also not
opposite.
those 2 people who are definitely not in sync,
Yeah.
who are completely miserable.
That's painful to watch.
And it's painful to watch, right?
Well, yes, but funny.
To a point. Eventually, that person up there is just flapping their wings and just dying up there, and you're like, oof. Let's move
Yeah.
on, you know.
Well, the good thing
The
is it's only
group is
30
better.
seconds.
The
You go
group
to
is-
the next.
Those 30 seconds
Last
sometimes
30
feel like a
seconds.
long time.
No, it's,
Although I have seen people that do times up to do this.
Really?
Ah,
That's amazing.
I don't know.
that
You're like,
Are you?
say anything.
that's a different game.
I have not. I don't think I've seen that. That's hilarious. All right. So my number one. Do you guys think you know what it is?
Also, times up.
It's not.
You didn't put times up on your list?
I did
No,
not.
he didn't.
Wow.
I don't know.
Weird.
I
I
have
thought you
no
liked
idea.
it.
I do. It's all right. Like again, like that and Sheriff, and
You can't. It couldn't
some
be.
of those would be in like the 11 to 15.
You
or
can't
whatever.
have like compatibility on your thing. That wouldn't be.
No,
it.
it's not funny. No, it's like
Well, I
not
mean-
traditionally funny.
Is it a party game?
Yeah.
Is it a crossover?
Yeah.
Well, who?
Yeah.
I think he's stuck.
2 weeks. 2 weeks.
Is it Balderdash?
Yeah, Balderdash, man.
Ah, okay.
Come on, cat. This game is hilarious. I still own my Beyond Balderdash, but same thing now, whatever. And like Tom said, this is just. It's always funny, and it always devolves into absolute chaos. The last couple of times I've played this, and honestly, it's been a bit now, but I've given myself laughter headaches the last couple of times I've played because I'm just like, I need like to calm down because I'm giving myself a headache from just gasping for air as I'm laughing, falling on the floor, that whole thing. It's this was an obvious, like when I found out the topic, I was like, Balderdash, and then let me think of another 9 things. It's that easy for me, the number one.
Got
So
it.
that's it.
Cool. My number one is probably not going to be on the radar, I guess.
Well, okay. I'm thinking of the usual suspects.
It is not. It's
So we
not a
got
party
Bang the
game.
Dice game.
No.
We got
Not a party game.
No.
We got Memoir 44.
Come on.
I'm just going through the picks.
Bang the Dice game?
No, he just said that.
Oh.
No.
How about?
Memoir 44? I'm kidding. That one I heard.
I was gonna say Bang the Dice game, but you ruined it there.
Oh man, a funny
Is
one
this
that's
what you
not
put on your list
traditional.
often? Yes.
I don't know.
Yeah. Well,
That
whatever.
was a yes.
I don't know.
Jeez.
This is definitely not a funny game, but my experience with the game has usually been funny.
Does it involve beating a teenager who
No,
said he was
that
really good
my
at the
number
game?
10.
Oh man, I don't know.
Blood Rage.
Huh?
Blood Rage.
No.
Oh, Shadows over Camelot.
Yes.
Someone said
because
that here.
somebody said it. Yes.
Yes.
That's
Oh, why
said
you?
it.
What? Really?
I'm using clues.
You should have known that before. Someone
Shadows
on the
over
internet.
Camelot. Every time I play this game, there's first of all, I always play that there is a traitor at the table. I
Agreed.
think you should play that way because that now opens up the door for hilarity to ensue. Because
That's something a traitor would say.
people will, I will accuse somebody of being a traitor on their very first move. And I will open that door and I will invite everybody to walk through it and open their own doors of accusing the traitor light-handedly at the very beginning of the game. Also, if you have not yet watched Monty Python's Quest for the Holy Grail, you need to watch that first many times, get a lot of the quotes, and then use them in this game. And that will by far
You need to watch
elevate.
it many times.
Well, yeah, so
Yeah,
you can memorize it.
enough to memorize
So you
entire
can memorize
parts
the
of
stuff.
it.
Yeah. I mean, you've got to remember. I mean, there's a lot of funny stuff in Monty Python's Quest for the Holy Grail, and it fits perfectly in this game. And every time I've played it, I've done that, and other people have done that, and it is an amazingly fun time the entire time. So it really takes. I laugh a lot in this game, so that's my number one. Shadows over Camelot.
All righty, live audience,
Interesting.
here's your chance. What game should we have mentioned? And we did not mention. Hang on, let me change hats.
What do we got?
While we're waiting for those, a couple things. Tomorrow we're doing a live back talk in the morning, early, 9:30. Feelings in games. Emotions in games. Sorry.
In games.
Emotions in games. Games that cause emotion. Emotional
Emotions
reaction.
in games. Emotional reactions. Like
Next week we're doing two top 10
dry
lists.
heat.
We're doing 2 top 10 lists about Essen. Games that we're looking forward to at Essen that we've already played, and games that we're looking forward to Essen that we haven't played. And if you like the party games that we mentioned today, as I said earlier, we're going to be playing some of these at our 24-hour marathon. That's going to be the Monday through Tuesday before Thanksgiving, which I believe is the 28, 27, 26, 25, the 25th and 26th of November.
Nice.
So we have some other
November?
surprises and
That's
tricks
when
up our
Thanksgiving?
sleeve for that.
Oh, okay.
So, okay, what else? Happy Salmon.
No.
That's like a funny activity a couple of times, you know.
Nope. I don't even say that.
Yeah.
I don't even like watching that game being played because it's so goofy. I just don't like it.
I like it, but it didn't make my list. Faces, I didn't put on my list this time
I was
because,
very surprised by that, actually.
well, I like
true,
Faces a
too.
lot, and it's pretty funny, but
I think you've just cooled on it.
not that cool. I actually played it at the retreat.
He's
but
always cool.
It
Pandering.
just didn't make my list. That's all. I still like it a lot, though. No, what? Coup. I don't know that I find Coup that funny. It's that
I never
whole
thought Coup
you
was
lie or you're not
funny.
lying, someone catches you. It doesn't have the role-playing element that Sheriff does. Sheriff is like the fun version of Coup. I like Coup, but I think Coup is something I would play only if it's like we need to play a quick game that's like Sheriff in 20 minutes. Fine, I'll play Coup. We got 45 minutes. I want to play Sheriff.
Right.
Robo Rally. Someone said it would be hilarious to play Robo Rally against Sam.
I think you are underestimating what it might look like when Sam is upset at you in Robo Rally.
Here's one that I
If you're
Camel
afraid
Up.
of the bear, don't walk in the woods.
What about Camel Up?
That's not a thing. Camel Cup?
Thank you.
Yeah, Camel Up is fun. It's the, you know what? I could have gone either way with this or Long Shot. How about that? I picked Long Shot because I saw it on my shelf and I was like, that is funny. Put it on there.
That's cool.
But sure, Camel
That's good,
Camel
yeah.
Cup or Camel Up or Camel Stacks. Yeah.
Fireball Island.
Nope.
I think
He doesn't
Fireball
like
Island's
the game.
funny.
He doesn't like the game. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, it could have made the list,
I think
definitely.
Fireball Island is funny, but
But
like, I don't know.
it feels that when somebody keeps getting smacked down and keeps getting smacked down and keeps getting smacked down,
sure.
it gets awkward after a while. And you feel for them. So, but
Not me.
otherwise, yeah, it can be very.
Wait till we talk about these emotions. in
Spiky
games.
Dastards.
No.
Those kind of grabbing games are funny. I just don't know that they're like consistently funny. Like, oh, that was a hilarious thing. Now let's put it away and never play it for a while.
It's I liked watching people play it, but I wouldn't want to play it. It hurts.
Let's
That's
see.
like saying that shocking roulette thing is funny. That's not funny. That's dumb.
Hilarious. Pitch car can be funny. Let's see. Concept. I don't know if Concept's funny. It's an interesting game.
Oh, boy.
Click Clack Lumberjack.
Sure, it could be.
Any dexterity game can be funny, as you're like, oh, and when you're the person who makes it fall. It's just that there's a lot of non-funny moments waiting to get to that point.
No, I think for me, the one I've had the most laughter with might be Arch Rival. That's a stacking or.
It's because there's a collapse every other time.
Yeah, that one's fun.
Let's see. Red Dragon Inn. I haven't.
That one is like the humor comes a lot from the cards. I think.
Sure, it's very similar. And it's not. It's in the Munchkin vein a little bit.
A little bit, right?
It's a better
I
game,
think
I think.
I think Engelstein's version of that. Was it the
Bar Brawl one?
Yeah, the Dragon and Flagon or whatever you call it.
You know, that one I would have laughed at more if the game moved at a much quicker pace.
Yeah, because you're doing a lot of really weird stuff, and it looks.
It just takes a little bit long
Yeah.
to move.
It does.
A Fake Artist Goes to New York. Okay.
Yeah, that's all right.
Cold Express.
A little bit.
Yeah, some. I played that at the retreat as well, and it does have some look what happened to you because you thought things were going to happen, but
It's better than Robo Rally, but it's in the same vein a little bit.
it is.
And I think
but
it is funnier.
It's a little bit. It has. I guess it doesn't have less planning in it. It just has.
No, it just feels less
different,
nasty.
right? Yeah.
you get shot or pushed or whatever, you're like, oh no, but you are meant to be stealing from a train. I don't know, it just seems less inherent, you know, it's less nasty. I don't know what it is. Maybe because the theme is meant to be like a position, you know.
Right.
Alrighty, well that is it, folks. Thanks so much for watching and joining us. We'll see you tomorrow morning. The other videos are going up today, of course.
That's right.
Until next time, I'm Tom Basso.
I am Z Garcia.
And I'm Sam Healy.
And it's the funniest, hilarious list you'll ever see.
Watch out for that wizard Amish character.
See you on
On
the
the Dice
side.
Tower.
Bye-bye.
Thanks so much for watching another Dice Tower video. If you enjoy our videos, subscribe to the channel for more fun, comprehensive board game coverage. Also, consider joining us at one of our events. Come to Dice Tower Retreat, a small, intimate gathering where gaming is king. Join us for Dice Tower Cruise, the largest board game cruise. Attend Dice Tower West in Las Vegas for gaming fun on the West Coast, or Dice Tower East in Orlando in sunny Florida. Dice Tower Conventions, the friendliest gaming conventions on Earth. I'm Eric Summerer, and you've been watching The Dice Tower.